Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
It's Friday. All of our guests today brought to you by Basant Motors. They are home of the No Tax November. How good is this? Let Basant pay that pesky GST on your next vehicle. Purchase with them. Stop by their dealership located at 16315 Fraser Highway in Fleetwood, or check them out online at basantmotors.com. Rick, busy weekend ahead for the Vancouver Canucks at Rogers Arena.
Yep.
Another back-to-back home weekend, and their first opponent is the Columbus Blue Jackets, and we are joined now by President of Hockey Ops and GM of the Columbus Blue Jackets, Don Waddell. Don, thanks for doing this today. How are you doing?
I'm excellent. Thank you for having me.
Appreciate it. So your Blue Jackets, 7-6 through 13 games so far this season. What kind of report card would you give your team early on?
Well, if you had asked me before the last two games, I would have been very happy. We'd won 4 in a row, 5 out of our last 6, and then last 2 games haven't been too good for us. So, going into the year, goaltending is always a question mark, and our goaltending has been very good. We've been rotating goalies game by game, and both goalies have given us a chance to win, and that's the important thing. All of a sudden, we come up a little dry scoring goals. Last year, we were one of the top goal scorers in the league. We're having a little trouble scoring right now. So overall, I think we're happy that we got out of the blocks good. Now we just got to get back on track.
One thing we've been talking a lot about here in Vancouver is the injury bug early on, and you guys are dealing with it a little bit. How hard is this compressed schedule, and how hard is it to deal with, Don?
Well, it's certainly all teams are dealing with it, and you see the injuries around the league. We just finished 3 sets of back-to-back games. We had back-to-back, a couple of days in between, back-to-back, and same thing, another back-to-back. So I think everybody's going through it. The problem is you're probably getting a lot less practice time at this point. Just days off are going to be, usually this is second half of the season, you start getting more days off. Well, I think this year with the travel and the compressed schedule, you're seeing teams taking more days off to give the players a rest.
Hey, Don, the parity is just incredible, especially in that Eastern Conference where you're in. I think 3 points separate teams 8 to 16. Just amazing, the teams that are grouped in from 8 to 16.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And it seems like every night there's multiple 3-point games. I think last night there was another 3 or 4 of them that went and got 3 points. So, something that I think it's going to keep all the teams in the East into it for quite a while, because any given night, as you can see, last year, Florida was pretty dominant, and Carolina and Jersey. And this year it just seems like any given night anybody can win. And as you said, we lost these last 2 games sitting last Sunday. We woke up, we were in 3rd in the Metro. Now we wake up and we're like 12th or 13th and a couple points out. So it's going to be this way throughout the year. And, at some point there'll be a little separation from top to bottom, but don't see it in any time in the near future.
Don, you got some good local kids on your roster from here. First, Kent Johnson, tell us about him, and then Dante Fabbro. How are their seasons so far?
Yeah, Kent started off very good. To be honest, he's slowed down here a little bit recently. We're trying to find the right line mates for him. So he's looking. I know he's excited about being in Vancouver, so we're hoping for a big night from him. Fabbro's just a steady guy. He's played with Werenski all last year. Been mostly with Werenski, but sometimes we moved Denton and Matejchuk up there. So he's a solid guy. He's not going to give you a lot of offense, but he's going to be there and move the puck. Very sound defensively. So very happy with both players, and I know they're both looking forward to playing there tomorrow in Vancouver.
Yeah. We're coming up to almost a year to the date, Don, that you guys claimed Dante Fabbro on waivers, and you just talked about it. Playing in your top pair, has he exceeded your expectations since you guys claimed him?
Yeah, I watched him a lot when I was in Carolina. During especially the year of the COVID year, where we played him quite a bit, Nashville, and he played with Yossi at that time, and I thought he really complimented what Yossi did. And as they got some other young players coming along there, and they moved him down in the lineup, he was still the effective, but not as effective playing with the top guy. So that's why when we talked about claiming him last year, I said, we got to put him with Werenski because I think he'd be the perfect partner for him. And certainly we claimed him. Came in and did an unbelievable job for us last year and got rewarded with a 4-year contract. So, you never know how these are going to go when you claim players or trade for players even. This one we had a good feeling about, and personally I was happy for the kid to get him back on track here and look forward to working with him the next 4 years.
Don, this is Vancouver. We love trades. Vancouver loves rumors, tidbits. You know that. It's quiet. There's no trades. What's going on in your eyes? Are teams waiting for the 20-game mark, the parity? What's going on the trade market right now, Don?
Well, I think it goes back to what we first talked about. There's so many injuries around the league. There's just not a lot of players. Teams are looking for players. I get calls all the time. Players, but who's got extra players right now with what's going on with the schedule? So, I think in time here, it goes back even to the summertime. There was, I look back, it was probably the quietest summer we've ever had, not only from a free agency, but from a trade standpoint. And I think it's going to be that way until, teams start either getting healthy or some teams may fall out of it where they feel like they can move guys on. So I think it's a combination of a lot of things, but in particular, there's just not a lot of extra players going around right now.
So likely what's going to happen is we're going to hang up with you and there'll be some massive trade in the NHL.
Don's going to make a big trade.
This is Don, the other night, Sean Monahan left your game in Calgary early. Any update on his status?
Yeah, he's skating today. So as long as everything goes well today, I believe we're practicing around 1:30 today in Vancouver. So as long as everything goes well, talked to the trainer this morning who's feeling better. He's going to go on the ice. And as long as everything goes well there, he should be in the lineup tomorrow night.
You know what, Don? Injuries you mentioned. Canucks had 8 at one point. They slowly starting to get guys back. But what are your thoughts on this Vancouver team, Don?
Well, I think I think they got skill and I think they can skate, and you got some dynamic players on that team, particularly on defense, that you have to always be aware of.
Yeah.
So it's like we talked about the parity, and every game's hard. It's they want to win, we want to win, and I know they're starting a home and home there this weekend. So to get off on the right start, they're going to be looking for a victory. So I think it'll be a fast game. I think we like to play fast, and they got a good skating team. So I think it'll be a game that should have good pace on it, and I won't be surprised if it's ends up being a 3-2 or 2-1 game.
Well, we look forward to the game tomorrow night, Don, and we always appreciate making time for the show. Thanks so much, and we'll chat down the road.
Oh, always a pleasure to be with you guys. Thank you.